Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by International Diamond Center, Domino's, Atlantic Roofing, Meldon Law, Los Linderos Tequila, Comfort Temp, Campus USA Credit Union, Pomodoro Cafe, Titan MRI and Imaging, Silverback Concrete, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Crystal Air, Miapa Latin Cafe, Radware, Fairlife Milk, Gator Trim Lights, Quality Plumbing, Doreen Wiebe Realtor Caldwell Banker, and the Head Beer Coach.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
It is time to eat some lunch and talk some sports. Welcome to a Wednesday edition of Sports Scene. As you listen on WRUF, Alan is our producer today. He is going to be a busy dude today. We got a lot of guests coming up, but still time to hear from you. As always, we come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio. Make sure, if you're an orange and blue fan, a Gator fan, you can light your whole yard or event in orange and blue. Back porch retrofit, full landscape install. They can do it all. They make your home game day ready. You can find out more. Go to their website, GatorTrimLight.com. And we are fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. The best in late model, low mileage vehicles. When you go see the cousins in person, make sure and tell them that Sports Scene sent you. They're good people, and you will love the quality and selection of the vehicles. If you have Facebook Live questions, they'll come to us courtesy of Ruse Ogra State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida for car, home, casualty, and life insurance. Alan's going to call our first guest now, which is going to be Seth Greenberg from ESPN College Game Day. YouTube questions brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, where Coach Spurrier does his banking, founded on the UF campus, serving our community for 90 years. And, of course, everything on our phone, brought to you by Titan MRI and Imaging. 3 locations in Gainesville, 1 in Lake City to serve you better. Same-day scheduling is available. Best MRI you can get, affordable prices. Find out more, TitanMRI.com. The email, you know it, srussell@WRUF.com, courtesy of International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators, featuring an assortment of designer engagement rings, wedding bands, watches, and fine jewelry. And our first hour sponsor, Quality Plumbing. Good people, great company. When you need a quality plumber, rely on the same company Gainesville's trusted since 1984, Quality Plumbing. Their name says it all. All of our guests come to you courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971, the only injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators. They won't back down. Well, College Game Day coming to town this weekend. Gator basketball hosting Arkansas. Seth Greenberg's going to be here, but he's here now, live on Sports Scene to talk a little hoops. Coach, good to have you. Thanks for taking the time.
My pleasure. How you doing? We're looking forward to some warm weather because all I see is snow each and every day. I'm just trying to dig out so I can get to the studio today. It's absolutely incredible.
Is it really?
We're expecting 30 more inches.
How many?
We're expecting 30 more.
Oh, my gracious. Oh, yeah, I can understand why you're looking forward to coming here. No,
yeah, exactly.
Wow. It's been cold here, but it ain't 30 inches of snow. I lived in that. I hear you. A lot's been made, Seth, about, where Florida is in terms of bracketology, and some Gator fans think the ranking is not high enough. Does it really matter at this point?
It matters to some extent. It matters in terms of where you're sent. It matters in terms of your second round game. But in the end, you got to be the team that's won a bunch of games. That's what the NCAA tournament's about. Most of the guys that get in, like even the automatic bids in the one bid leagues, those teams have won 22, 23, 24 games. Those guys expect to win. And so you got to play well to win. You got to impose your identity on the game. So, yeah, look. It's not a rite of passage, a good seed, but it surely there is an asset to it. How big an asset? If you don't play well, it makes no difference how big an asset it is. I think the biggest thing is playing your best basketball at the end of the season. That's more important than any seed line. Having a set rotation at the end of the season, more important than any seed line. Having the maturity to deal with the pressure of the tournament, more important than any seed line. So I would check all those boxes for Florida right now. Check that they are poised and built for postseason.
Yep, I think they are too. A team, because not just because of last night, but a team that gets no respect in our league is Missouri. They beat Tennessee. Missouri beat Florida earlier in the year. What do you think of the Tigers?
They're good. They're dangerous. I mean, it's funny. We're doing a segment today in our halftimes, and we're supposed to pick a team that maybe is in the quote unquote last four in, or however Joe Lenardi kind of positions it. And this Missouri team could end up with 11 wins in league play.
Yeah.
11 wins. It could be 11-7 real easy. They got Mississippi State, Oklahoma, and I think Arkansas. And Arkansas is the one game that's at home. So Mississippi State, Oklahoma are winnable games, and that would put them in a position to get to 11, and they could beat Arkansas. It could be 12-6 or whatever. So Missouri's good. They were injured early on. They can shoot the basketball. They got legitimate size up front. They're multiple defensively. They're a very good basketball team. That's the thing with the league. See, the league, even like an Auburn team. Auburn's got a Florida win. Auburn's got a St. John's win. Auburn's got an Arkansas win. But you can't have those bad losses.
Right.
Even Missouri has some losses against that are a little bit of head scratchers. But the season's a journey. It's not a destination. And, those things happen. I mean, you're going to lose games when you get in league play. You go on the road. The other guy's trying to win also.
Seth, how do you think the committee will handle the Bediako thing? Again, the judges denied his latest attempt to play. He did play those games. How do you think the committee handles this?
I think they're going to look at the totality of that team of Alabama's resume and not separate that. And I think they'll have to look at the teams that they beat and probably kind of factor that into some extent. But they're playing better without Bediako.
Yes, they are.
Because Aiden Schall's not looking over his shoulder. He's playing through his mistakes. He's playing in the post. He's giving them some wedge rebounding. He's giving them some inside scoring. They have more continuity in their lineup. So, those type of things, to me, Bediako was a big deal, and I thought he was going to have a huge impact. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite because I thought that lob threat, rim protection, all those things were going to be really positive. And to some extent they were, but what I did do a good job of is, you need reps. You need reps with that team, and you need to be invested in it and have a shared experience. And just throwing them right in just hasn't worked. Same thing, it hasn't worked with James Najee. It hasn't worked with any of these guys that were just all of a sudden slid in and reacquainted with college basketball because they can make more money playing college basketball than they can playing in the G League.
Seth Greenberg joining us here, talking college basketball from ESPN. College game day coming to town this weekend. I am not looking past Florida's game against Texas, but since you all are coming here this weekend, how do you see Florida-Arkansas?
Yeah, it's the front court of this Florida team against the dynamic backcourt of Arkansas. Can Arkansas rebound the basketball? Can Florida disrupt the rhythm of the guards? Can they take out Darius Acuff? Can they take out Malik Thomas? Can they, do the things that, Billy Richmond, who plays it with such energy and passion? Those are the things that I'm looking for. And then, but on the other hand, up front, like at the small forward spot, Halkin and Richmond, interesting matchup. Brazil, can he bang and compete with Chinyalu or Pringle? Can he compete with Chinyalu? Because, Chinyalu's like Pac-Man. He just gobbles up rebounds. It's absolutely incredible what he's been able to do and how, and we talked about this when they were 5-4 or whatever, close to being that. You called me, you asked me, what do you think?
Yeah.
And I told you, be patient. They just graduated 3 guys to the NBA. They're playing with 3 big guys. The guards will come around. Todd, his patience and how he poured into his team so impressive to me. He didn't make excuses. He didn't point fingers. What he did was say, all right, let's figure out the best way we can be successful with this group, put them in positions to play to their strengths, find lineups we like. The development of Brown in terms of coming off the bench and giving him another rotation player to get to that 8-man rotation was really good. So I'm so impressed with the job Todd's done because it was kind of a lesson in leadership and empowering your team and standing by your team when things are going a little bit south, and he did a great job with it.
Last thing, who is a team right now that, let's take Florida out of it, that you wouldn't want to play right now because they're playing really good basketball?
Yeah, I think that, you know what, it depends on the day in your conference.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to me, the thing that's been interesting, Virginia is very, very good. Like Virginia, they got Duke coming up. Let's see how good they are.
Yes.
But they have an nine-man rotation. They're number one in the ACC in 2-point field goal percentage defense, 3-point field goal percentage defense, and block percentage. All right? They've got great size and versatility. They've got maturity. They're an old team of seniors and European transfers. They've got shot makers. And they've got a toughness about them. They extend their defense, so they guard you full court. Then in the half court, they've got a physicality to them. So I think they're a team that probably not a lot of people respect. I think St. John's is playing their best basketball right now. The move to Dylan Mitchell to basically I call him Scottie Pippen, playing him as a hybrid forward, has been a great move. They're shooting the ball better. You know, Zubiechvar is a tough matchup. I think they're playing championship level per se basketball. So those are two just off the top of my head. Connecticut, they've got to take care of the ball a little bit better and defend a little more consistently on the perimeter. And then everyone else has just been inconsistent. The biggest X factor is probably Kansas. I mean, if Barrett Peterson plays the next 3 games, and in the tournament, and he plays 34 minutes a game, and they learn to play with him, not to him and not through him, Kansas could join that group as well.
Great stuff. Well, Coach, I promise you it's not going to snow this weekend, so you'll get out of that. Safe journey here. I always appreciate you taking time. Thank you very much.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate you.
You got it, Coach. Thank you. Seth Greenberg, ESPN, good dude. And 30 inches of snow. That is crazy. We'll take a break. We'll come back. When we do, high school basketball in the area here. East Side boys basketball still alive in the state playoffs. Their coach, Pop Williams, scheduled to join us next as you listen to Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
Hi, I'm Mika Perez. The number 7 Florida Gators head to Texas tonight, aiming for their 7th consecutive road win. Forward Alex Condon led the way to a 94-75 victory over Ole Miss with 24 points. He spoke about the focus heading into tonight's game.
Just growing with confidence every game. I feel like I've done a better job the last few games, just like not worrying about the result of my performance or whatever, just going out there and hooping and just doing what I do best. I put so much hard work in and just trusting the process, you know.
Game coverage on WRUF FM will begin at 6:30 p.m. Number 10 Florida baseball hosted FIU last night for the first time in 28 years. The Gators drove in a season high of 17 runs to complete their 8th consecutive win. The series against the Panthers continues tonight at 6 p.m. Coverage on WRUF will begin at 5:55 p.m. And Florida women's basketball looks to close out the home portion of their schedule versus number 19-20 Ole Miss tomorrow night. Game coverage will begin at 5:40 p.m. on WRUF.
Friends, if somebody's been in business for 45 plus years, doesn't that tell you something? Trust, longevity. Well, that is the case with my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville. The Cousins family has operated that business for the past 45 plus years, and they specialize in just one thing. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Great variety, great selection. I'm driving one now, have been for years. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Gator Nation, ready to light it up? Gator Trim Light has already brightened homes and businesses across North Florida, and now they're bringing the heat with full color landscape lighting. Light up your palm trees, bushes, pools, patios, barbecue decks, everything in orange and blue. Whether it's a back porch retrofit or a full custom landscape install, Gator Trim Light makes your home game day ready. Turn your patio into the ultimate victory zone and cheer your Gators on to a big win. Visit GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. Gator Trim Light. Let there be Gator Light.
This year, flavor doesn't walk. It runs wild. At P.F. Chang's, we're charging into the Year of the Horse with bold new wok-fired dishes like pork belly bao buns and refreshing cocktails like the Midnight Gallop. P.F. Chang's beloved red envelope tradition returns, adding a surprise element to every visit during the Lunar New Year. Each guest receives a red envelope revealing a special offer redeemable on a future visit. Stop in now for their great lunch specials starting at just $13.99 at P.F. Chang's. Valid for dine-in only while supplies last. Details at pfchangs.com.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their gamberi salento, shrimp, fresh tomatoes, and zucchini sauteed in garlic and oil with penne pasta and Romano cheese.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Craving real Cuban flavor? Come to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings you home. From our juicy roast chicken with yellow rice and black beans, our breakfast options to sweet plantains, empanadas, and our iconic Cuban cafecito, we've got what your taste buds are waiting for. And with 6 locations, there's sure to be one near you serving up warm hospitality and authentic breakfast, lunch, or dinner vibes whenever hunger strikes. So head over to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami. Visit miapalatincafe.com or stop by your nearest location today.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Well, the high school basketball playoffs, both in boys and girls competition, still going on. I want to thank Gator Domino's for sponsoring our high school coach interviews. Proud to support their local high schools. A Domino's store in your neighborhood. Call or click www.dominos.com today. Eastside's boys basketball coach Pop Williams joins us here. Pop, congratulations, man. The Rams roll again. Way to go.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for having me on, too.
Yep. Talk about your last win. What went right for you?
Well, a lot of things went right. We shot the ball well, we rebound well, and we played good defense. North Marion's a really good team. And playing at their place, it was a tip attack game, a real hard-fought game between both teams.
I don't know if I asked you this last time, but I would imagine this is the case. I mean, if any team is alive now at this juncture of the playoffs, you got to be playing pretty good basketball. Is this the best you've played all year?
Yes, pretty much the last part of the season, we've really been picking it up. Playing, the kids been really kind of buying into a lot of stuff that we're trying to do, and really it done helped us. You know, they're young. I just hope they don't wake up no time soon.
Yeah, that can happen with a young kid, there's no doubt. Who do you have next?
Atlantic High School down south of Daytona. Atlantic High, Port Orange.
Okay, tell me about them.
They pretty much like us. They got 2 big guys, not really big. I mean, they about 6'4", one about 6'6". But we don't play against bigger guys. And then the guards are the same size I was on. But so it should be a pretty good game. They 21 and 7. They're 21 and 7. We 17 and 8. So we don't lost against a good team. They don't lost against some good teams. So another thing about us, we're playing them on the road in their place.
I think sometimes when you play a team that sort of mirrors you or has, similar personnel, does that help in scouting them?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much it does. Like I say, I don't think they defend as well as we do. We just got to go in with the mindset how we've been playing and just little smaller things that we probably going to have to wind up doing. But, keep them off the board because one of the guys like to get on the board. And so we got to do a better job on him keeping them off the board. And I think we have a pretty good chance.
You mentioned how young your team is and maybe, they're just peaking at the right time. But what's led the charge here? What's made you play better?
They since January, they've been really kind of nabbing down on the defensive end, because at first we wasn't really playing the defense. I think they don't really bucket down on some of the stuff that we kind of tell them to do, and that's going to really help, We're not bad defensively with boxing out, but, we can get better. But they don't kind of like some of the little smaller things they kind of like picking up now, and it's kind of helping us on this run.
Well, hope the run continues, Pop, but I wanted folks to know how the Rams are doing and a lot of other area teams still involved. So congratulations. Hope to get you back after another win. Appreciate your time.
Okay. Appreciate you, Steve. Thanks for having me on again.
You
Thank
got
you
it,
now.
Pop.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yep.
Bye-bye.
He's been there a long time. Pop Williams coaching over at Eastside. We have a little time here. We'll open the phone lines for you, 392-8255. You can also email the show. Dustin, I didn't see the email to ask Seth Greenberg something, so I apologize for that. Don't forget, tonight, the final game of the baseball series, it was cold and long last night. I can tell you that from doing the game. We'll have the game tonight, 5:55, and I'm going to play you here. Well, we'll take a call first. I want to take a call first because last night we get a chance to talk to Kevin O'Sullivan. Eric Castaldo and I did the broadcast last night, had a conversation with Sully about his team, and I want you to hear that in case you missed it because the game ran long and it was cold and all that. In the meantime, we'll go to our Titan MRI imaging phone line. Daryl, hello.
Hey, Steve, I'd like to talk to you about the baseball game last night.
All right.
Guess Tom Slater had a few choice words for the umpire last night to get ejected.
Yeah, he said, gee, that wasn't a really good call. I wish it had been better. I'm kidding. He did.
Yeah. How did you feel about Steve with Cade Carlin at the plate?
I didn't think it was that bad, honestly. But sometimes, on the field, you have a better view than what we did up there. Questionable call. I'll say that.
Okay. Let me comment on a player, Steve, that's not playing right now. I don't think he's really played any this year, as far as I can tell. Ashton Wilson, Steve, is he just lost in the shuffle because Sully brought in transfers?
Sure. Look, last night it was interesting to me. At the end of the game, they had Yost, Wilson, and Nato in the game. And they were three guys last year that, logged a lot of innings. If you total it up, a lot of innings, a lot of games, and they're not starting now. That's the nature of the beast, right? So they're going to have to find their roles and find their way into the lineup. Who knows what's going to happen? We're, 6, 7 games into the season. So, when these young players or these new players come and you start getting to the SEC, they've not been through that. So do they keep hitting the way they are? They've got to be ready. And that's tough. I mean, when you started and you played a lot of innings and all of a sudden you're not, that's not easy. But they got to stay sharp because you never know when you get your chance.
Heck, it could happen this weekend in Miami. Down there, Steve. You never know.
You do not know.
Hey, as far as the basketball game tonight, real quick, Steve, I think we're going to be in a kind of a tussle out in Austin tonight. How do you feel?
Well, I think Florida will be ready. I think Texas views this, obviously, as a big game. They got a really good dude down low, but, can they, rebound the basketball with Florida? Will Florida continue to shoot the basketball well? If Texas won, I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be surprised. I think Florida's the better team. If they play their best, Texas plays their best, Florida wins.
Agreed. Steve, thanks as always.
Yep, Daryl, thank you. All right, since he brought up baseball, here's our conversation last night after the FIU game with Gator baseball coach Kevin O'Sullivan.
Sully, it's cold. I won't keep you long here. Your overall thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, where do I start? We didn't get off to a very good start on the mound, obviously. I thought Ricky came in and did an outstanding job to kind of hold things right there. Obviously, Jackson didn't have the outing he wanted to have. I thought Eli Blair came in and did a nice job and got some outs. And then, obviously, we gave up 3 there in the 9th, which was disappointing. But offensively, maybe you guys have this stat, but I don't know. Out of the 17 runs we scored with 2 outs. I would venture to say it's got to be over double digits. Once again, we got some production, from everybody up and down the lineup. I think Strip's single off the bench kind of got us going in that seven-run inning, and we backed it up with another 7-run inning in the fifth. So the main disappointing part is the big innings and leadoff walks and that type of thing. And honestly, the game probably should have been over in 7.
A lot of times you get a guy like Arith that comes in. Sully, how do he's a veteran pitcher. How do you determine, is he going to be a starter? Is he going to be a middle guy? How does that process work?
He was a reliever at Notre Dame, but I trust him, and that's one of the messages we were talking about at the end of the game is we're getting to a part of the season, before we go down to Miami, after we play tomorrow, obviously, and we're looking for guys that we can trust. Now, whether that be guys that can come in the middle of an inning and leverage situations and be able to make some quality pitches, are they guys that are just left on left? Are they guys that have to start an inning, that don't have the capability of pitching with runners on coming out of the pen? So we're looking for guys that we can trust, and certainly Ricky is one of those guys.
What did you talk to him about when you went out in the fifth, Coach? After he gave up that double, he hit a guy double, and then he went right out and went and got a looking strikeout and a ground out to get out of the room. To get out of the inning.
Yeah, I just told him he's throwing the ball good and just stay with it, and a little bit of a scout report on the hitter, and that's about it. But we didn't really want to extend anybody too much, and probably extended Ricky more than we wanted to tonight. But at least he'll have a couple days off before we head down to Miami. Tomorrow will be a very similar situation where when whoever we start, it'll just be a couple innings, and we got a bunch of guys that are going to have to run out there. Some of them for the first time, and just get 3 outs. That's it. That's all we're going to be asking from them. Just a bunch of guys going out there for 1 inning, doing their job, and let our offense continue to score runs, and kind of go from there.
All right. Get warm, Sully. Appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Got it.
All right, there he is, Kevin O'Sullivan. Don't forget, right here tonight, Game 2 of the series, 5:55. Gator basketball is going to be on 103.7 The Gator. That'll be at 6:30. We'll take a break, come back. Hopefully, Gator great Patrick Young will join us next as you listen to Sports Scene coming to you live from the Gator Trimlight Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
Gator men's basketball tonight can be heard on our sister station 103.7 The Gator as WRUF brings you Gator baseball.
It's football season, touchdowns and celebrations, and unfortunately injuries. If you're injured, call Titan MRI and Imaging. No need to deal with long wait times and high costs to get your scans done. Titan MRI and Imaging will save you time and money. And the experience at Titan MRI and Imaging, much more personal than the sterile atmosphere of a hospital. Joe and his team are personally involved and will guide you through the entire process at any of their 3 convenient locations. So if you need a scan, call Titan MRI and Imaging. Learn more at TitanMRI.com.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
Need a new AC and wondering who to call? I'm Kirk Smith, owner of Crystal Air and Water. Our team of professionals are strongly committed to responsiveness, problem resolution, customer satisfaction, and service excellence. We promise to meet the heating and cooling needs of your home with the most effective and energy-efficient products available. Maybe that's why we're the most liked AC company on Facebook. Follow us today. Crystal Air and Water, online at acpenguin.com.
License number CMC 1249384.
Yes, I'm calling Crystal Air and Water. Call Crystal.
If you're looking for premium, high-quality food served in an unforgettable atmosphere, you're going to love brunch at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill.
This is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet.
Complete with build-your-own omelet station, served every Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Reservations are encouraged, and walk-ins are always welcome.
Plus, you can enjoy bottomless, mimosas, and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Good luck surviving the off-season, football fans.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Football's over, it's like a part of me just died inside.
200 days till football's back, but tonight I won't just cry, 'cause I've got a ways to play. And that's the place with Hard Rock Bet, I will survive.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Zach Almoverdi. Weekdays at 4, right here on WRUF.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. Don't forget, if you have any Facebook Live questions, Alan gets them to me courtesy of Ruzoker State Farm. YouTube questions, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. International Diamond Center email is srussell@wruf.com. Don't forget, check out our clip of the day on WRUF, Facebook, and YouTube at WRUF, Home of the Gators, brought to you by our friends at Fairlife Milk. Well, one of my favorite guests and favorite dudes is on the show next. He is Gator great Patrick Young. Of course, you see him on the SEC Network. Good to have you back, my friend. Thanks for doing this.
You know it, man. Always. You just give me a ring, give me a note, and it's happening.
I appreciate that. Give yourself a plug, man. You're going to be speaking here. Tell us what that's about.
Yeah, you're right. I'm tomorrow night speaking on behalf of FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, a banquet fundraiser for an organization that does so much for the community, for athletes, for coaches, for their wives, for staff. At the end of the day, sport is something wonderful that we love, but it's just something we can, obviously, just be grateful for the gifts that we've been given through God. And if all your value in your life is only, and it's not just about sports, but if it's only based upon results, if it's only based upon how well you perform, you're going to be lost. And that's for athletes, that's for everyone, and just grateful that FCA has this means where they're going into these spaces for athletes and helping them just to be more than just that and to have their mindset on a bigger picture.
I want to read you an email that I got. I want you to comment, Patrick. Tampa Mike says, another big game tonight with Texas. Coach Golden made interesting comments about the team when it clicked. Stopped trying to be like last year's team, shooting lots of threes, started their own identity, focusing on rebounding, defense, transition. That last point I think is going to be key when postseason starts. Offenses struggle and defensive intensity picks up. Ability to get out and run, get some easy baskets will make a huge difference. Sees when Florida runs off defensive rebounds, their defense picks up. They generate more possessions, and a game with high possessions usually favors Florida. What say you about that?
He sounds pretty accurate. I think it's every year. When you have a completely new team, and probably just because we're salivating Gator fans that never get enough of winning, and when you see it happen in the past, you expect it to happen every single year to a fault. But obviously, it's I think it's awesome when you have a fan base that has expectations. And this team, we rightfully so have expectations that this team is going to be really good. And it's not just because of the players, it's because of Coach Golden and our belief in him and our love for what he brings to the table and his personality. And this team is completely different in terms of what makes them great. We relied a lot more on the guards last year. And then, it was all three of those guys are in the NBA right now. So that goes to show a lot of great things. And then you got some great NBA prospects on this team, but it's more so in the front court. And, I tend to say this a lot, three-point shooting isn't the strength of this team. It's more of a sprinkle because they're so good. When they are knocking down threes, obviously they went 50% against Ole Miss. We can't expect that to happen.
No.
In the paint, defensively, taking care of the basketball, getting those easy baskets. When they do those things well, they're as good as anybody in the country. And then let them knock some three-pointers down and just see. And I say this, if Alex Condon, can you imagine if he was just shooting 30% from the three-point line, how much more dangerous his team would be?
Yes, no doubt. I got some questions here that I've been given, and I want to ask you these questions because you know more about it than I do. They are YouTube questions. Again, they are courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. Gator Chomp says, how does Texas Swain compare to Keyshawn Hall, who beat us in the Auburn game? What adjustments can we make tonight against him?
I like Dalen Swain. That's a great question from that person that asked. He doesn't. Keyshawn Hall and Dalen Swain, they're not like great shooters, but for some reason you have to understand when you have an opportunity to help your team season, for some rhyme or reason that rim just gets bigger for players like that. But Texas is a low assist team. They play a lot of one-on-one and they take a lot of tough shots. They make a lot of tough shots. But I think that the key with Dalen Swain, he's got to defend Thomas Houck. He's got to defend Alex Condon. He's got to defend Isaiah Brown, those guys that are going to attack and come at him. He is – I think he's an NBA player, Dalen Swain, at his size, the way that he can move around, finish, create his shots and score. But I just don't think he has enough to score over the length of Ruben, of Micah, of Alex when they come to the paint. So it's going to be a good matchup. Obviously, Keyshawn Hall went crazy in the first half against the Gators. And he had 26 last night in a loss. So, the thing is you can't always stop the best players, but you can, from scoring 20 points. But instead of them scoring 20 points on 10 shots, you try to make it 20 points on 20 shots and don't let anyone else hurt you. So I think the Gators have a great shot in doing that. It's not going to be an easy one. I like to see this kid Vokatitis, the 7-footer that Texas has, see how he's going to match up. I don't think he's not super physical, but he is skilled. I got a circle tonight. Just want to see the Gators come out and play an A game instead of a B game. We've seen these last two, and they're still playing great. But, going into Saturday, really want to have some great momentum.
Neo has a couple of questions here. Can the front court carry the team to the Final Four, have the guard play just be good enough? And is this Texas game, is it a possible slip-up game tonight?
I wouldn't – I like to – whenever someone asks multiple questions, you already know they answer the last one first. But no, I don't – I think, yes, it can be seen that way, especially going to Ole Miss, getting a few days off, and then traveling right back to Texas. It's not – the SEC didn't do the Gators any favors. But I think right now, it's a perfect kind of situation to prepare them for the tournament where you're kind of going to be out of your element, out of your routine. Texas needs this game far more than Florida does in terms of seeding and whatnot. But, the Gators have the potential of getting a 2 seed, and they should be. Their focus needs to be there. Can the front court lead this team? I think so. I mean, I love, Damian Fishback had a list, his most improved players list yesterday, and I had to reach out to them. It's like he had Colin Chandler, which I get it, 3 points a game to now 10 points a game, and then he had Samto Surreal, and I'm like, excuse me, sir. Thomas Houck was averaging like 9 points a game, 8 a game, and now he's averaging 18. Yes. And this guy Ruben Chinyelu, he's also averaging a double-double. Both those guys are the most improved by far. And especially being on winning teams at that point. But the guard play, the guards just can't hurt us. That's the thing. And I think because the bigs are playing so well, especially Ruben, I think it's opened up opportunities for Urban Clapchar to get more shots up, and because early in the season he had to work his butt off to get opportunities, and now we're seeing that he has a little bit more game. And now Isaiah Brown, he's a rotational player as well. So this 8-person guy lineup, I think it's a great squad. Let's try to take our lenses off and not look at last year's team. Let's enjoy this team for what we have.
I'm glad you said that. I'm really glad you said that, Patrick, because look, at the beginning of the year, the first few games, you're going to compare to last year's team. That's just a given. But look how many games Florida's played. This is their own team, their own identity, and last year's done. And I made the point earlier. Look where Florida is. Look at Auburn, right? Look at the team they had last year, and they're struggling. They're below 500 in the league. I mean, they're still in the tournament, but, I mean, I think they're hanging on by a thread. So you never know year to year. So that just tells me the job Golden and his staff have done here.
Oh yeah, man, they've done a great job, and they've adapted, and let's appreciate that team for what they did and who they are. But let's find ways to see what this team is really good at and how they've improved. And two, last year, this is what I was going to say. Florida is 13-0, last year's team coming into conference. They did not have the same strength schedule that this Florida team has had. They fought, UConn, Arizona, Duke in the preseason, and those in the regular season, pre-conference season, and those were all really close games. Yes, they stubbed their toe. TCU, Missouri, Auburn. On those ones, those are kind of head-scratching here and there. But, the strength of schedule for this team has prepared them right now where they're playing their best basketball. They just have to come out and play a full, complete 40 minutes from here on out every game.
Well, we'll see what happens tonight when the Gators take on Texas. Always good to have you, my friend. Thank you. Enjoy coming back to Gainesville on the talk, too.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Pat. Soon. You got it, man. Thank you. Love him. Patrick Young joining us here on the program. All right, this next segment will be a call-in email segment if you'd like. Dustin says, speaking of Gator baseball, great to see Stripling do well last night. My point exactly, right? You have to be ready when your name is called. He didn't play after the first game. You have to be ready and make the most of the opportunity. That's just got to happen. And for him, it did. By the way, I don't know if you saw this last night. Arkansas was beaten 12-4 by Arkansas State. Number 1 LSU lost at home to McNeese 7-6 last night. So Oklahoma at number 10 lost to Arizona State 15-10. You can't take anything for granted. Byron, hello.
Hey, Steve, I enjoyed the parts of Patrick I could catch. It's kind of hard where I'm at, but I wanted to ask him or Coach Wise, but Steve, I'll ask you. I kind of caught a little bit of, I'm a Gator fan, so Steve, first of all, I'm not doing that out of spite, but yeah, I watched some Florida State, Miami last night, and I'm kind of been watching Central Florida. Just on your opinion, how many teams do you think Florida would get in the tournament, besides the University of Florida? And the reason I'm asking is I like to do this around the tournament time when I fill out my brackets because I'm always pulling for the state of Florida. So if you got any idea about how many teams we might get in the tournament.
All right, Byron, thank you. Your phone is going crazy, so I don't know. I think Miami is in. I don't think there's much question about them being in. UCF has some really nice wins. South Florida has a chance, I think, to get in. The latest bracketology, UCF is in. I'm looking it up now. Of course, Florida is in. Miami is in. And South Florida is in. So there you go. There'd be those teams from the state that would make the tournament right now. We'll take a break. We'll come back again. We'll open the phone lines, emails as well as you listen to Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
Number 7 Florida faces off against unranked Texas tonight, with the Gators wanting to capture their 8th straight win. Last Saturday's game against Ole Miss was a physical one, with Alex Condon scoring 24 points en route to a 94-75 victory. Condon shot 69% from the field, showcasing the confidence and aggression the Gators search for come tournament time.
Just growing with confidence every game. I feel like I've done a better job the last few games, just like not worrying about the result of my performance or whatever, just going out there and hooping and just doing what I do best. I put so much hard work in and just trusting the process.
For full coverage of the game, check out WRUF at 6:30 tonight. And at 6 o'clock, Florida baseball looks to take care of business again against FIU at Condren Family Ballpark. Last night, the Gators beat the Panthers 17-11.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
At Comfort Temp Heating and Air, we're proud to celebrate 40 years as your #1 local HVAC company. We offer energy-efficient solutions featuring quality products from Lennox. Whether it's new installation, system repairs, or routine maintenance, we promise to never sell you anything you don't need. Our professional and experienced technicians provide reliable service you can trust and will keep you informed throughout the entire process. At Comfort Temp, comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable, and when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Temperatures comfortable this afternoon in the lower 70s. Tonight, increasing clouds, turning partly to mostly cloudy at times, with low temperatures on the cool side in the mid-40s to start off our Thursday. Tomorrow afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds, a breeze gusting between 20 and 25 miles an hour, and even warmer with highs in the mid to upper 70s. That warming trend takes us into Friday and the weekend. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
March Madness is coming. to WRUF.
It sure is not very far away. Welcome back. Quality Plumbing sponsoring the first hour of our program today. We appreciate them, all of our sponsors as well. We have open phone lines for you, so whatever you want to bring up, you can. 392-8255. The International Diamond Center email is srussell@wruf.com. Gator Lacrosse, ranked number 10, faces Stetson in DeLand tonight. And then the final week of the regular season in SEC women's basketball is here. And the Gators play their last home game tomorrow against nationally ranked Ole Miss. Florida's 4-10 in SEC play, and they're a game behind A&M and Mississippi State. If Florida wins their last couple of games, that could be as high as an 11 seed, but they will play in the SEC first in the SEC tournament. So we will see what happens there, but there you go. All right. At Spurrier's event the other night, we had a chance to talk to, you heard yesterday, my conversation with Riddell Anthony and Doug Dickey, who looks wonderful at age 93. Well, Dan Mullen got the new coach award, starting at a different school. He was back in town, and he was asked about his first year at UNLV.
Well, I think we're pretty fortunate. You have a whole new roster coming in. And in today's world, I'll share this. One of the things I think that really helped me was being away from football for a couple of years, because you allowed to see it from the outside, not dealing with some of the changes on a daily basis. So when I walked in, you kind of knew what I had a new focus, a new maybe approach to how I was going to build a roster. I think when got there were we had like 2 coaches and 15 players, but you kind of came in expecting that instead of that being the whoa, what's going on. That's the new norm. So it was. You came in with that approach of going out, find guys that want to be a part of the program, find guys that believe in what you believe in, put a coaching staff together the same way. You find guys that really want to be developed, coached, and love and play in football. We got those guys, and I think our players bought in very quickly to what we were trying to do. We were able to build it, around the strengths of the players. There are coaches did a great job as the year went on, putting the guys in position, and we're able to come away with a lot of wins.
What attracted you to that job?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things, that was. In the time off, I went out and, spent time in Vegas with some friends. I actually did stuff you didn't ever get to do as a coach, right? I'm playing member guests. I was out there. But, what was funny is I was out there for Tebow's Hall of Fame induction and ran by the facility because I had a knee issue. So I called Barry Odom, and I'm like, hey, Barry, I need to swing by to see the team doctor. And I walked in, and I'm like, wow, this blows away anything I ever had anywhere else. I mean, the facilities that we have, everything, the support the administration gives the coaches and the team is unbelievable. It was at a different level. And so I was like, wow, that kind of took me back. A year later, I'm there for Alex Smith's induction, and the job had just come open. I'd heard from a bunch of different schools, but I think Megan thought we were safe at that point. I was sticking with TV for another year. And, Eric Harper, the AD, came up, called. He's like, hey, and I said, there were a lot of things in place. Right, I mean, I didn't have to start from scratch. You had elite facilities. Played at Allegiant Stadium, your stadium, your football facility, all of that is unbelievable. You had great administrative support, and you're in the city of Las Vegas. I mean, you're in the sports and entertainment capital of the world. We're going to be able to attract players, and so it was one of those. I thought not only we come in and win, but we can win and build a program that's going to win consistently year after year, and that was a huge part for me.
What are some of the biggest differences between Florida and coaching at Florida and coaching at UNLV?
I don't know. Now, I mean, when I was there, we had UNLV had much better facilities, much better administrative support. You had a lot more going for it at UNLV. But it's just different that way, in those terms. I think you're out west, though, in the SEC. I think one of the big things when you're in the SEC, not at Florida, wherever you are in the league, the passion of the fan bases, the packed stadiums, and the energy that comes out in the stadiums is really kind of cool on a Saturday. Not that, we don't at Allegiant, but, it's that kind of, when they say it means more, right, in the SEC, it means more to the fans. And hard to say it means more to the coaches or the players or any of that stuff, but it's the passion that the fans have, which is huge in the Southeastern Conference.
You weren't out of coaching that long, Dan, and you were in it with TV, but when you got back into coaching, did you sense the changes that had happened in the short time?
Absolutely. Well, the nice thing being in the TV side of things and talking to a lot of coaches, paying attention to it, thinking that there's, if the right situation presented itself, I would get back in. I had to be ready to go, and it had to be the right situation for me. But I was always prepared if that did present itself, what I was going to be like. And so you pay very close attention to the changes going on in football and talking to a lot of the different coaches. When I talk about being away, but I don't know if it'd be hard. You really would have had to reset almost on a daily basis staying in it. When you're away, I can see it from 30,000 feet and say, okay, hey, this is how I'm definitely going to run a program differently. And, I think that really helped. So when you come back in, you sit there and you sit down with guys and, whether you're going with NIL or whether you're going to the transfer portal, how you want to do things, just the recruiting of players on a daily basis within your building, or the recruiting of players, coming in. You have different styles, right? You have the high school kids coming in. You have the transfer portal kids coming in. The whole roster management aspect of it all, and program building, because you don't have tons of 5-year players. You're not sitting there saying, hey, we got a great group of 5th-year seniors coming in, or 4th-year seniors with leadership in the program. You have to do things a little bit differently, and being able to kind of process how that's going to be without having to live it on a daily basis, I think was much easier.
All right, Dan Mullen, when he was here for the Spurrier Awards given out the other night at his restaurant. That's our first hour. Hour 2 coming up. We're going to talk to one local high school basketball coach who's still in the playoffs, and after that, it's going to be open mic time for you. So call up, whatever's on your mind sports-wise. Want to hear from you as we broadcast live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency. This is Sports Scene on WRUF.
Gator men's basketball tonight can be heard on our sister station 103.7 The Gator, as WRUF brings you Gator Baseball.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com, and let your brand shine.
It's a new year, kind of a new season, and Coach Steve Spurrier knows the importance of teamwork.
Any head coach that is successful, he's got to have a good staff. So team is very important, just like it is at Campus USA, and I'm proud to be part of that group.
Listen to the head ball coach and make the right play. Start your new year in a better financial place. Campus USA Credit Union. Check out campuscu.com. campuscu.com.
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a third-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing, where quality rises above.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by International Diamond Center, Domino's, Atlantic Roofing, Meldon Law, Los Linderos Tequila, Comfort Temp, Campus USA Credit Union, Pomodoro Cafe, Titan MRI and Imaging, Silverback Concrete, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Crystal Air, Miapa Latin Cafe, Radware, Fairlife Milk, Gator Trim Lights, Quality Plumbing, Doreen Wiebe Realtor Caldwell Banker, and the Head Beer Coach.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Welcome into hour 2 of Sports Scene for this Wednesday. Alan, our producer today, he was busy in the first hour, and he'll be busy here this hour too, but outside of maybe a guest or two this hour, I hope it'll be something where you will call and talk a little sports. Would love that here. Don't forget, we come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio. Go to their website, gatortrimlight.com, and they can do wonders for your home with full color landscape lighting. It is so pretty when you see it, and they'll tell you how they can do it. And we are fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. The best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Go see the cousins in person. When you do, you know what to do. Make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you. Quality Plumbing, sponsoring the first hour of the show. You can rely on the same company Gainesville's trusted since 1984 because their name says it all. And Crystal Air and Water, sponsoring the second hour of the show, servicing air conditioners, heat pumps, furnaces for all of North Central Florida. They are not comfortable until you are. All of our guests, courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971, and of course you know they won't back down. Alan will get us any Facebook Live questions, courtesy of Ruse Ogra State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida. For car, casualty, home, and life insurance, U2 questions, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union, serving our community for 90 years. And all our phone line calls, courtesy of Titan MRI Imaging, calling for the best MRI and affordable prices, and go to their website, titanmri.com. And the email, you know it, srussell@wruf.com, sponsored by the official jeweler of the Florida Gators, International Diamond Center. I'm hoping to be talking to Buchholz coach Elliot Harris here. His team, his boys basketball team won. They're still in the state tournament. And then if we have time, at Spurrier's event the other night, had a chance to talk to former Tennessee coach Philip Fulmer. I wasn't the only one, but had a chance to speak with him. It was good to see him, and hopefully we'll hear from him. But Buchholz still alive. A lot of the area teams are still alive. By the way, congratulations to Williston boys basketball last night. They beat Trenton, so now Williston's playing for a state championship this weekend. hope to get Coach Irwin back on the show to talk about the win on Friday. Don't forget, tomorrow we're Willie Nelson on the road again. But Graham Hall will be here doing the show, so make him feel loved and welcome. And then if the technology gods allow, we'll do Sports Scene live from Miami on Friday as the Gator baseball gets set to play the Hurricanes in a 3-game series, although weather could be a factor there. There's rain forecast for part of the weekend there, including game time. Now, that was, a couple of days ago. Certainly things can change, but you hate to have that. Kevin's going, oh, no. So am I, big guy. Yeah, I hear you. Because that's a nightmare to do, because then you got rain delay. Anyway, hopefully it's going to be okay. At least we're not Seth Greenberg expecting 30 inches of snow. When he said that today, 30 inches of snow. That's crazy. All right, anyway. Let's talk to Elliot Harris now, the head boys basketball coach at Buchholz's team, winning again and moving on in the state playoffs. Elliot, welcome. Congratulations on getting the win.
Thanks, Steve. It's good to be back.
Yes, because I know coming back you won, and that's good. Tell us about who you beat, how that happened.
We played Ocala Forest for a second time in 2 weeks. We played them a couple weeks ago up in Tecoy, or in St. Augustine at Tecoy Creek. We beat them. It was a close game up there in the district semifinals, and after beating Milton, we got that draw again, and we knew that they were a tough team, and they played us tough last time, but our guys were really locked in this time, and we were able to hold their best shooter to 2 points on 2 free throws, and it was a dominant night for us.
Is it tough to play a team a second or a third time?
Sometimes not. It just, for us, I think our guys are really focused and locked in last week. And when you play your game and everybody's locked in and on the same page, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. And our guys did a great job last week.
You've coached a long time, and, it always fascinates me, especially high school kids, what turns the switch on and off, what the motivation is. Has there been a different gear since the playoffs started?
I think so. The kids really have been bought in, and they've switched the gear. There were times where, you don't know, but these kids are resilient. They played together for a long, long time, and they just want to win. They just want to win. It doesn't matter who gets the points. Sometimes we share the wealth. Last game it was Jameson McTurius. When we played for us up in Tecoy, it was Ezra Omita, and sometimes it's going to be Jacob, but it doesn't matter who it is. This group is a special group.
If I'm wrong, tell me, Coach. Lake Howell next. If that's true, tell me about them.
Yes. Yes, we play Lake Howell next this Saturday. Coach really well, very athletic group. They have a couple 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" guys. So they're very long and athletic. They have a point guard who transferred this year from Edgewater, where he averaged 20 points a game last year. Edgewater, he's averaging less now. But really good offensive player. They press. They do a lot of different things when they press. They go zone. Sometimes they go man. So we got our work cut out for us. But I think what is our specialty is that we're disciplined. If we take care of the ball and shoot the ball well, we'll have a chance to win the game.
Elliot, it sounds like your guys are a pretty high IQ team. Would that be an accurate statement?
I think that'll be very accurate. We're not as athletic as Lake Howell, but our guys are very cerebral. They read the floor very well, and they do have high IQs.
I wish you luck. Again, Buchholz still alive in the state playoffs. Lake Howell coming up next this weekend in Class 6A. Appreciate you, Elliot. Hopefully we get to talk again soon. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Steve.
You got it, Coach. He's done a good job over there. Elliot Harris, Now, have I can't know which one this is, if it's YouTube or Facebook. 850 Gator on Mullen. It always is about you, Dan Mullen. It's why you're no longer here. BB, my prediction for tonight's baseball game, Gators win 21-18 by a field goal in the 8th. Shame on you for saying that. Shame on you for saying that. Because I'll be doing the game, which means I'll be there till midnight. No. But I'll say that, by the way, let me just say this. It was a lot of fun yesterday before the game. Go down and talk to Brian Gerolman and Karsten Whitson, who played here. It was good to catch up with them. They can hit, but they really have trouble pitching it so far. And he also says salary cap. He was thinking about a salary cap plan. For college football, $10 million. $6 million for men's college basketball, $2.5 million for college baseball. For the other men's teams as well as women's teams that don't bring in as much revenue, an allocation of between $1 and $2 million per program. Do those numbers sound reasonable and ones that maybe a lot of colleges and universities could afford? Well, remember, you have the House settlement with that $20 million that was there, which is then divvied up. But then you have things like Florida Victorious and other, entities that also raise outside money. Are they attainable? Yes. Do I think they're attainable for a large number of schools? Probably not. I mean, there's just so much money to go around. Would the less allocations for the lower revenue sports be considered sufficient as well as legal? I'm not a lawyer. I can't answer that. I've said this many times, though. I've always been surprised there's not been a Title IX lawsuit filed. Because if Sport X, a male sport, is getting dollars and the female sport isn't getting the same dollars, is that right? Probably not. And so then what happens when, somebody decides something needs to be done about it? That is the next thing. NFL Combine is coming up. Several Gators are there. That's always fun. Pro Day is going to be coming up, too. And, of course, Gator football practice in the not-too-distant future. Hope to have another Gator assistant coach on with us Friday when we're down in Miami. So we look forward to that. Scott emails and says, where would you rank Gator baseball right now? About where they are. Again, LSU lost to McNeese last night. It happens, people. Go look at the schedule when Florida won the national championship. Look who they lost to midweek. It happens. Adam, hello.
Hey, Steve, Godfather, my man. You're throwing it down with Patrick Young on and everything, man. You're covering East Side. Bro, and Williston is competing for a state championship?
Yes, they're playing for the boys' basketball team is playing for a state championship.
Wow, man. You're killing it, Steve, man. I miss talking to you, buddy. Listen, man, Dan Mullen is same old, same old. That was famous that you just read that email. Anyway, that's the way it hit me. But I don't want to eclipse this basketball team. And I'll ask you the question that I've been asking pretty much since we started this season. This team, under Todd Golden and this administration, has just transformed, and it is incredible to me. And the strength of schedule as compared to last year's national championship team, man, where do you judge the ceiling for this team as compared to last year's team at this moment?
Oh, this team is certainly capable of winning it all. No question. No question. But, again, it's like anything else. if you play baseball, football, who's your opponent? How do you play that day? In basketball, are you shooting for Florida? Are the guards shooting well? Are they not doing well from the free throw line? All of that. But I also want to make this point. I think, at least now, we need to stop comparing to last year. It's done. This is not last year's team. It's different. They have their own identity, and they do what they do. And all of a sudden here lately, Klavshar is shooting lights out, right?
What do you mean all of a sudden? He's always been the clutch guy, man. That's always been my clutch guy, even since last year. But he's pouring it on this year.
But he wasn't shooting 51% from three,
I know,
which he is now.
How about Alex Condon? I mean, he's come on. I mean, there was a little bit of criticism of him early on in the season. But, I mean, he's just turned it on. And Tommy Houck is just so – I mean, my goodness, man. This team – I hear what you're saying, Steve, and I'm not comparing so much apples to orange. It's not that. We were a backloaded backloaded team during the national championship run last year. And let's be honest, man, that was like a Cinderella kind of story, man. I mean, come on. I mean, the clutch shots, we were down 9 against Houston. I mean, there were so many. I don't see that with this team. If we go on a run against Texas, and I'll leave you with this, Steve. We go on a run and spank Texas in Austin and then come home and bang Arkansas and win the SEC regular season. I'm not talking about the SEC tournament championship. I'm just talking about the regular season and go into the tournament championship. They better watch out. Thank you, Steve. I love your show, man. God bless, brother.
Adam, thank you. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Much more to come here on Sports Scene as you listen on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
Tonight, number 7 Florida basketball travel to Austin to improve their win streak to 8 against the unranked Longhorns. Against Ole Miss last Saturday, the Gators turned the ball over 19 times, but an efficient 57% shooting performance from the team beat the Rebels 94-75. Head coach Todd Golden doesn't believe that this turnover-heavy brand of hoops is a winning formula ahead of tonight's game.
We do not want to be relying upon that shot making to score 94 points, and I think we turned it over 24% of the time, something like that, which is awful and is a terrible formula for winning on Wednesday, tomorrow night.
For further coverage, check out 103.7 The Gator starting at 6:30 tonight. In further news, number 10 Florida defends Condren Family Ballpark tonight against FIU. The Gators are currently up 1 in the 2-game series after a 17-11 victory last night.
Hey folks, it's Steve Russell for my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. They've been in business for over 45 years. That in itself says a whole lot. Take a look around you when you drive. Take a look at the car in front of you, alongside of you. There's a really good chance it'll have a Southeast Car Agency tag, just like my vehicle does, and many vehicles before that have as well. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you to the good people at Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Gator Nation, ready to light it up? Gator Trim Light has already brightened homes and businesses across North Florida, and now they're bringing the heat with full color landscape lighting. Light up your palm trees, bushes, pools, patios, barbecue decks, everything in orange and blue. Whether it's a back porch retrofit or a full custom landscape install, Gator Trim Light makes your home game day ready. Turn your patio into the ultimate victory zone and cheer your Gators on to a big win. Visit GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. Gator Trim Light. Let there be Gator Light.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. electrolytes to help hydrate, the nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
It's a new year, kind of a new season, and Coach Steve Spurrier knows the importance of teamwork.
Any head coach that is successful, he's got to have a good staff. So team is very important, just like it is at Campus USA, and I'm proud to be part of that group.
Listen to the head ball coach and make the right play. Start your new year in a better financial place. Campus USA Credit Union. Check out campuscu.com. campuscu.com.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. 392-8255. Email, International Diamond Center email, srussell@wruf.com. And again, all of our phone calls courtesy of Titan MRI and Imaging. William says, what coaches would be on the hot seat, in your opinion, after this year? If you're talking in the SEC, two come to mind. McMahon at LSU, and it wouldn't shock me if they brought back their previous coach. There's been a lot of talk about that. Who's at NC State now. So I would say there in the SEC. Oklahoma, I think, is another one. They've just not done very well. South Carolina, they just don't have the money they give to the women's program, what Dawn Staley's done. And from talking to somebody who's there, they plan on increasing the men's NIL, so that's why I think he's going to be safe. If I had to guess in terms of, possible firings, the two schools I just mentioned, William, would be that. Let's go to Joe here. Hi, Joe.
Hey, I only got to listen to the first couple innings of the ball game last night. How many pitchers did we go through, and they scored 11, so we must have had some new arms in there, or? Yes,
there were some new arms in there, and Sully mentioned this in the post game. We actually played the interview that we did with him after the game, and I still think he's still searching for some pitchers that he can trust. He mentioned he can trust Ricky Reith, but he's also experimenting and putting some young arms out there, and I think that's the right thing to do. Now, FIU can hit.
That seems like what we do every year in these games like this.
Yeah, yeah. And look, not that you don't want to win these games, you do, but, what you do against FSU, Miami, the SEC is, certainly has more weight than.
Well, I was listening to the first of the game, and they were throwing us a lot of off-speed pitches, which we seem to be struggling with. Did we get better at that, or did they change their pitching?
They changed their pitching. They used a lot of different pitchers because they have trouble on the mound. Their last couple of games against, I'm drawing a blank, Holy Cross were 17-14, 20 to something. So, they've had issues on the mound. So, but Florida did a nice job hitting.
It's kind of like preseason spring training baseball right now.
I wouldn't go that far, but I get the point. Because
I mean, we know who are for the pitching more than anything.
Well, no. I mean, don't forget, the weekend guys are still doing their weekend thing. It's still Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend pitchers. So that part. But like McNeely threw 2 innings last night, and he said during the interview last night after the game, there'll be a lot more arms going out there. They're only going to be asked to pitch an inning or two because, again, they need to see who they can trust, further down the road here.
And, 2 midweek games followed by Miami. That's a lot of games in 1 week.
Well, but that's the way they always do. Go look at their schedule after year after year after year. They play 5 games a week this time of the year till the SEC starts. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Steve.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Appreciate the call. 392-8255. Again, email srussell@wruf.com. I don't think Sully was happy last night with some of the pitching. But once again, you have to go throw people out there and see what they do. That's just, how this is. Florida's now won 8 straight since, losing opening night. So, once again, and Reith got the win last night, his first since transferring from Notre Dame. But the lineup, I think I think right now maybe third base, maybe DH. But other than that, it looks, like they're going to use the same dudes until, something changes. Bowen didn't have a good offensive night last night, but, I think he's going to be the regular catcher. So, again, that's partly what you play these games for. Victor, regarding the lawsuit subject, is the money from the settlement coming from direct revenue generated by the sport? I think it'd be give the opportunity for different allocations relative to the money coming in. No. It was a, you can look this up, but go look at the House settlement. It's a pot of money, right? I think they can make the point that the night revenue sports, football, basketball, gymnastics, volleyball, can actually help the lower revenue generating sports. I know, unfortunately, I didn't forget to include baseball in those high revenue teams. This is just the world that we are in. Let me give you FIU. There's 2 ways to look at this, right? When you're a team of that caliber and you construct a good team, you're going to get rated. The big schools are going to go after your players. And chances are you're going to lose them because you can't match the money unless you have some kind of tie or, whatever. And that happened to FIU. Their roster has really turned over, and they've had to go with a lot of junior college players because they've not gotten the transfers in that they lost. That's just the way this is going to work. And the teams like Southern Miss, East Carolina, even though they're not, quote, coastal Carolina, right? There's money in those programs. And that's why they're still relevant, because they are, at those particular schools, they're putting money into those programs. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Last half hour left. Still plenty of time to hear from you as you listen to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
Men's basketball tonight can be heard on our sister station 103.7 The Gator, as WRUF brings you Gator Baseball.
It's no fun being injured. The last thing you want to deal with is long wait times or high costs. Well, guess what? You don't have to, thanks to Titan MRI and Imaging. The experience at Titan MRI and Imaging is much more personal than the sterile atmosphere of a hospital. Joe and his team are personally involved and will guide you through the entire process at any of their 3 convenient locations. And they accept insurance. So if you need a scan, save time and money, and call Titan MRI and Imaging. Learn more at TitanMRI.com.
International Diamond Center's values are so compelling, it's not unusual to see people here that are not local.
Every day, we have people that drive an hour and a half, even 2 hours.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
People are willing to drive because they've heard it's not a typical jewelry store.
For example, did you know IDC has one of the largest selections of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in America?
You're going to want to come to IDC. It's worth the drive.
International Diamond Center in Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
Need a new AC and wondering who to call? I'm Kirk Smith, owner of Crystal Air and Water. Our team of professionals are strongly committed to responsiveness, problem resolution, customer satisfaction, and service excellence. We promise to meet the heating and cooling needs of your home with the most effective and energy-efficient products available. Maybe that's why we're the most liked AC company on Facebook. Follow us today. Crystal Air and Water, online at acpenguin.com.
License number CMC 1249384.
Yes, I'm calling Crystal Air and Water. Call Crystal.
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a third-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing, where quality rises above.
Craving real Cuban flavor? Come to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings you home. From our juicy roast chicken with yellow rice and black beans, our breakfast options to sweet plantains, empanadas, and our iconic Cuban cafecito, we've got what your taste buds are waiting for. And with 6 locations, there's sure to be one near you serving up warm hospitality and authentic breakfast, lunch, or dinner vibes whenever hunger strikes. So head over to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami. Visit miapalatincafe.com or stop by your nearest location today.
The best conversations happen with Los Landeros tequila, like this recent conversation between 2 Gator legends.
Coach, you know what always impressed me? How you beat Florida State to win the 1996 national championship.
And I was really impressed with your 06, 08, and 09 Gator teams.
And the way you coached Danny to the Heisman Trophy.
A lot like what you did with Tim Tebow.
To the Swamp and the Gators, with the best beverage served at Spur's Gridiron Grill. 100% agave Los Landeros tequila, aged in bourbon barrels for a smoother taste.
Whoever said you can't have your cake and eat it too never saw this auto loan rate from Radiant Credit Union. Because from February 20th to March 2nd, you can upgrade your ride and lower your monthly payment. Whether it's new, used, or a refinance, Radiant Credit Union has a special rate to make it happen. Plus, we offer fast approvals and flexible terms to make it easy. At Radiant, you can have your cake. Just keep the icing off the upholstery. Get rolling at radiantcu.org and apply for your limited time low rate auto loan today. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Final half hour of the show today. And again, we have plenty of time to hear from you. Tomorrow, we are on the road again, on the bus to Miami. Graham Hall, though, is going to host, make him feel welcome Friday if everything goes right. Matt Zimmerman from Arkansas will preview the Razorbacks. Patrick Green, coaching over at Newberry. They're still alive in the state basketball playoffs. And Florida's new special teams coordinator scheduled to join us on Friday as well. And hopefully somebody that will preview Miami. And that'll all be from Coral Gables on Friday. I got asked this not too long ago when I spoke to a group. And here was the question. And today, I think, personifies this. what do you think sports talk is going to become in the ensuing years? When I retired, I was doing podcasts and enjoyed doing those. And then, as you hear when the show opens, I got an offer I could not refuse and came back. And I'm having a great time. I enjoy talking sports. I enjoy hearing from you. I really enjoy doing interviews. I learn a lot. But it also has changed. And the way it's changed is that a lot of people just don't talk sports. It's, we're not shooting the ball well. This coach sucks. That's what this has devolved to in many instances. And frankly, that's why I try to bring a lot of guests here, because I know it's going to be just like it is right now. Because there isn't anything that's controversial, right? You don't get questions like, well, how do you think the Gators will do with the draft combine? Who do you think the highest drafted Gator will be? Now, I did get what coaches are on the hot seat, all that. Great, couple of baseball. Softball's playing this. But they're all going well. And when you're going well, there's not much controversy, not much to, discuss. That's what's different now. Because even if and look, I know we're in a college town, but you can't tell me there aren't people who follow the Magic or the Heat or the Lightning or the Rays, and that rarely, if ever, gets discussed. And I like talking about different things like that. But that's just the way it is now. It's about, and look, should basketball get what it's getting? Yes, it deserves everything. But even the Olympics, right? I said this on air. It was like, oh, the Olympics are here. And okay, now the hockey game and all that, but that didn't seem the same either. And the NFL, as popular as it is, consistently outdrawing college football, crickets chirp when I bring up the NFL. So that's just kind of how this is, and I think where it's going to continue to go. Business picks up when coaches suck. When Billy Napier was here, all I had to do was mention his name, and it would be crazy. Coach Sumrall will experience that first time he loses. And they'll lose. It is my hope, however, and this is going to be a topic for Friday, what leash are you going to give him? Right? I hope it's a fairly long one. I do believe he has done and said all the right things. It's now a matter of, what do your eyes tell you when, the season starts? I don't know what, again, I don't have the schedule in front of me. I don't know, 8 wins, 9 wins, whatever. But I do think, I just truly think there's got to be a little patience and then hope that a fan can see the product and think, okay, maybe only won 8, but no big blunders, all that. I think that's what's going to be important here. And we will see. But I'm anxious to watch spring practice. and how much of it's going to be open, we will soon find out. Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Top Jimmy, hello.
Mr. Russell, good day, sir.
Hey.
Get the Gator basketball in a minute because I want to ask you about this young man I learned about either day before yesterday or last night. I think it was the day before yesterday. In spring training for the Pittsburgh Pirates. 19-year-old kid that hit 2 runs in the same game, and they were prodigious home runs. Connor something is his last. Connor is his first name. Heard of this guy?
I don't follow the Pirates, so no.
Nor do I. But I just thought it's kind of impressive to find out there's a 19-year-old kid already hitting pretty impressive home runs in spring training. Just was something that
Connor Griffin's his name, but I just don't know what. That's about all I know.
Connor Griffin. Thank you. That's right. Yes, thank you. All right, and tip the cap for you yesterday.
But I will say this: he is considered to be a top prospect. I will say that.
Yeah, but would you foresee him being in the starting lineup on Major League opening day?
Again, I don't know their roster. They did spend a little money, but if you hit your way and they see enough of where they think he can handle big league pitching, when the bell rings, then sure. But I think the last thing you want to do is rush a prospect.
I was going to say he's probably going to have to earn his dues and maybe double or triple A for a bit, but I thought it sounds promising for that young man.
Yes, very.
You're still sticking to your guns on the Miami Redhawks? You don't think they can close out the regular season undefeated?
No, I didn't say the regular season. They're not going to finish. I mean, obviously they're going to lose somewhere down the road here, but I just think it's really hard to go unbeaten. So I will stick with that. I'm not going to get off the horse now.
Okay. Well, I just because I talked with you a few weeks ago about it, and I kind of requalified it, not postseason tournament and the NCAA tournament. But anyway, we'll leave that alone. Keys to victory tonight. Is it got to be? Is it got to be the same formula? Pound the boards. I hope Chenyalu rebounds. That was not pun intended. Sorry. Comes back with a better game than he had at Ole Miss.
Yeah. Look, I think Florida has to come out and have the intensity and the preparedness that they've had. They've not been perfect. They've not been razor sharp, when they went to, on the road the other day. This is a big game for Texas, but it's always a big game when you play Florida because they're the defending national champions.
Sure.
And look, I don't know that you have to shoot 60% from three, but you can't go, 3 for 20 either. And I think you have to bring your defense with you. I think that's what you have to bring every night, and Florida generally does that.
Has been doing that, absolutely, indeed. And also, thanks for kind of pre-introducing us to Graham, who's going to sit in for you tomorrow. Seems like when you had him on yesterday, the two of you had some of the kind of the same sensibilities and idealizations about your concepts of what's happening in the world of sports.
Well, I'll say this. I like Graham. We're friends. I think he does a good job at what he does. I wouldn't ask him to host if I didn't think he could do a good job. So he's looking forward to it, and I'm sure he'll do well.
Roger that. One quick last thing. Thank you for looking up the Tyler Reddick result for me, or the stat yesterday for me. I didn't realize it had been almost 20 years. The trip to Coral Gables this weekend. What are you looking for? Can the Gators sweep this weekend?
Can they? Yes. It's hard to do that when you're in somebody else's yard,
yes,
especially with a rivalry like that. I think your goal always is to win the series. If you win the series, you've done what you're supposed to do, in my opinion.
On the road, yeah.
Yes. Against a team that, is decent. But can they sweep? Yes. Could Miami take the series? Yes, I think they can.
But Miami's caliber of play recently not up to the days of yore, like back in the 80s,
Well,
90s.
You're comparing apples and oranges, right?
Yeah, right. I know.
They were an NCAA tournament team last year. Better year for them. But it's never been easy to win at Miami. But lately, Florida's done a really good job under Kevin O'Sullivan of winning series there, and they're not intimidated by playing there at all.
Absolutely. 10-star, sir. Talk to you later.
All right. Thank you. We'll get David really quickly. David, hello.
Hey, Steve. You were talking other stuff. Flagship station of the Gators. I want to hear Gators, brother. I can click 7 buttons and hear NBA, pro stuff. I love Gator talk. Anyway, here's my question. Gator women's basketball. I'm a big advocate of Kelly Ray Finley, but I'm also a realist. And is her seat getting pretty warm? My question.
When Scott Strickland was here, he was asked that question sort of indirectly, and he said, it's amazing. This is the only sport that's never won an SEC championship at the school. I think he said something like, and things have got to get better. Things have got to improve. Now, what that means, we'll see.
Yeah. I'll go with that. Let me follow up and say, what year is Shaq's daughter? Do you know?
Sophomore.
So here's my thing. He's worth like $500 million. It would seem to me if I had a daughter and she really wanted to go, and she's a pretty good player. We've got Liv. She's good. She's real good. It would seem to me I might be willing to NIL for Shaq whatever, 3 or 4 girls at unheard of dollars, basically, and turn this whole thing around once you get them into a winning thing. And I think part of that might be on the responsibility of Kelly Ray in approaching him and our athletic department and approaching him that way to get it done. Now, we don't know whether it's being done or has been done or whatever, but any thoughts there?
I'm sure they've had conversations with him about this.
Yeah.
I can tell you they had a fundraiser just last night to raise more NIL money.
Good.
They believe they
well.
need more to be competitive with South Carolina, LSU, all of that.
SEC's tough, man.
I think they're with McGill. And here's the other thing: if Florida does not do well to end the year, let's just assume that Kelly Ray stays. Okay.
Yeah.
Reynolds is a junior. McGill's a sophomore. O'Neal's a sophomore.
Right.
Teams are going to be going after them, right? So
Yeah.
it isn't just the coach here, but, it's player retention, player acquisition.
Retention as well.
And Kelly, for whatever the reason, has gone after international players. Australia, Canada, all that. Switzerland. Originally.
Yeah.
Now they've gone to school, here, Spain.
Right.
So again, Piatti's from Italy.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, I wish her well. I hate to see that. I'm pretty nervous about tonight, but I'm as your buddy likes to say, Mr. Wise, I'm loving the journey.
All right.
Win or lose, I'm loving the journey.
Thank you, David. Yep, appreciate the call. We'll take a break, wrap up Sports Scene for today as you listen to Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Ava Lack. Number 7 Florida men's basketball head to the Lone Star State as they take on Texas at 7 p.m. tonight. Though the Gators' offense has been ramping up, they need to rely on more than just their scoring abilities. Todd Golden believes success against the Longhorns starts with keeping possession of the ball.
We do not want to be relying upon that shot making to score 94 points, and I think we turned it over 24% of the time, something like that, which is awful and is a terrible formula for winning on Wednesday, tomorrow night.
Coverage for the game starts at 6:30 p.m. on WRUF. After a 17-11 win last night against FIU, Florida baseball looks to repeat the results against the Panthers. The Gators will play at home at 6 p.m. as they look for their 9th straight win of the season. Number 10 Florida Lacrosse faced the Stetson Hatters in DeLand tonight. Coming off a top 10 win against Clemson on Saturday, the Gators will face their first unranked opponent of the season.
He's got the 1966 Heisman Trophy, the 1996 National Championship Trophy, and 7 SEC trophies. Now he's got a new trophy, a can of beer. Steve Spurrier was the head ball coach. Now you can call him the head beer coach. Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager is available in 16-ounce cans at Gator games and stores all across Gainesville. You can also get it in the can or on draft at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Refreshing in all kinds of weather, Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager, a legend in a can.
Attention local and regional CDL-A drivers in the North Florida area. Pritchett Trucking is currently looking for local and regional drivers. Are you looking for a driver-friendly environment? Pritchett Trucking offers more home time, great pay, and great benefits, including health insurance and paid time off. And they also offer a quarterly performance and safety program, plus a sign-on bonus. Pritchett Trucking's regional drivers are home weekends and local drivers are home daily. If you're at least 23 years old and want a rewarding career with great pay, don't let the opportunity pass you by. Apply online at PritchettTrucking.com.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville and you'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com and let your brand shine.
When you need insurance, you'd like to get great coverage for a great rate, right? The big companies tell you they will, but how can you be sure? With Ann Tom's Insurance, you're not navigating coverage choices alone. Ann Tom's is an independent agent with 35 years of experience representing over 45 companies. Having an independent agent makes a real difference. It's that simple. Ann Tom's is local and independent, not just a phone bank. Go to atomsfl.com or call 352-275-9203.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Temperatures comfortable this afternoon in the lower 70s. Tonight, increasing clouds, turning partly to mostly cloudy at times, with low temperatures on the cool side in the mid-40s to start off our Thursday. Tomorrow afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds, a breeze gusting between 20 and 25 miles an hour, and even warmer with highs in the mid to upper 70s. That warming trend takes us into Friday and the weekend. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
This is Sean Kelly, voice of the Gators, and you're listening to the home of Gators basketball, right here on WRUF.
Thanks to Crystal Air and Water for sponsoring our second hour of Sports Scene here. Thanks to all of you for listening. Dustin said Caglione hit his first spring training home at 460 feet. Hoping Sproul gets in some spring training. Haven't seen him pitch yet. Langford got hurt, is out for a while. I didn't see he got hurt. I think he took his first live batting practice I saw because he had that oblique injury last year, but I could be wrong. So anyway, we'll see what happens with a lot of those guys as spring training is certainly going on now. Again, tomorrow, Graham Hall will host the program as we go to Miami. And then when we are in Miami, hopefully the technology gods allow, we will do Sports Scene there. And we'll get a preview of Arkansas basketball with Matt Zimmerman, who is on their radio network. We'll also preview Miami, as the Gators, of course, will play them in baseball. Gators softball is playing in California this weekend. We'll see if they will keep up their unbeaten season. And College Game Day here this weekend when Calipari and Arkansas will come into town. We also hope to have Florida's new special teams coordinator on with us on Friday as well when we are in Miami. But today, many thanks to our guest, Seth Greenberg from ESPN. He'll be here for College Game Day this weekend. Patrick Young from the SEC Network talking hoops with you. Pop Williams, the basketball coach at Eastside, and Elliot Harris, the coach over at Buchholz. Both those teams still alive in the state playoffs. And you heard the interviews we did from Spurrier's Dan Mullen, etc. So, Alan, thank you. Nice job on the producing today. And as always, we thank you for being part of the show. Don't forget, Gator Baseball here tonight, 5:55 Gator Basketball on our sister station, 103.7 The Gator. That begins at 6:30. Kevin and the Sports Lab gang are next. Do not move the radio dial. I'll talk to you again Friday from Coral Gables. I'm Steve Russell. You're listening to WRUF.
The NCAA tournament is coming to WRUF this March.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more